All right. Thank you, everybody. Back from intermission. Welcome to part 2 of our Pendragon adventure. Today, we are playing the adventure from the new starter set, which is out now. The observant among you may have realized that we have a new character, a new person in the midst. Todd and Sir Evrain has stepped out, and stepping in, we have a new player. Please introduce your fabulous self.
Hi, everybody. My name's CatieOsaurus, but you can call me Kate. I'm a full-time content creator. I educate about neurodivergency and ADHD in the realms of TTRPG and relationships and intimacy. And I'm very excited to be here.
Yay.
Hi.
Yay.
And we're excited to have you. Which character will you be playing?
Today, I am bringing you the indomitable and very tall Dame Quenhild. Oh,
right.
yeah.
Very
nice.
We love a tall lady. We love it.
We do. We do.
All right. We are going to bring you right up to speed in the story by talking about how your week's been, how your Christmas has been. You serve the Sheriff of Londinium, so you're part of the people who guard Londinium. We would know it as London, but the Romans named it, and they only just left like a hot minute ago, so it's still Londinium. So the Roman walls surround the city, and there's been a lot of fighting. How old are you, Quenhild? You're probably 21 or so.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. So your family were Saxon. So you have come across in a boat as a small, tall girl carrying an axe larger than herself. And you have been fighting because this Britain has just been full of strife since the death of Ufa Pendragon. And the Saxons went, we'll have a bit of that. But over time, your family has aligned yourself with the kingdom of Logres. So as we know, it all becomes a kind of a Anglo-Saxon hodgepodge. And anybody that might say to you that, like, I'm Anglo-Saxon, and therefore I'm not a racist, well, everybody arrived in Britain. It's just a question of which effing century. So you Saxons are the new people here. So you have earned your kind of, place at the walls. And the sheriff has said to you, as you know, all of the knights of England are coming here for the tournament that Archdubricius has called to decide who the new king will be. We expect the people who are killing each other for the last 15 years will be here, and we hope that they don't begin it. Our task is to make sure that any violence stops unless it is on the tournament field. Then I don't care. So that is our role. Quenhild.
Yes.
You will take watch from the tower.
I'm happy to do so, but I guess my real question is, do we really expect this to work? Do you think that they are going to be able to hold off of the streets of fighting?
They have agreed to come, and their swords have been blunted, and we must hope. But that is what we are to be watchful of. This is a flag of truce just after Christmas, and we hope that the truce will hold here in London, and they are not here for war. So, but I believe it is not unlikely that somebody will punch on if given the chance. So that is, if you see anything starting up, let me know. But we will keep the peace and try to keep the northern and the southern knights apart. That is where the great tension lies. And so, indeed, yesterday you were in the White Tower, which is the Tower of London, getting a fantastic view of columns of knights coming in. And so you get this fantastic aerial shot of where these people were yesterday, of a lot of argy-bargy on the road, a lot of people trying to get to London first, trying to ride each other off the road, a lot of perfectly legal hip and shoulder as horses are kind of crunching together. And standing next to you, she emerges in a kind of a waft of white silks and furs, is the Lady Morcades of the White Tower. And as she steps out, her red hair kind of blows out and catches the winter sun like a flame. She's about same height as you. And she's standing very close to you indeed, as she is looking out down the road. What do you see?
A lot of men who are here to prove themselves, and do not maybe, I think, know what they want.
And women too. Look there, that horse archer. Where is she from? And just for Katie's benefit, let's have a quick description of the character that Lady Morcades is pointing out. That would be you, Surena.
That's me. So Dame Tamora has wild, like unkept wavy hair. She is wearing furs and an outfit that is very clear that she is very proud of her pagan heritage. Around her neck is a symbol of Diana, her goddess of the moon. And she has a beautiful horse. Like, let me be clear, her horse is gorgeous. And also upon Tamora's back is a beautiful, intricate bronze quiver and arrow or bow.
Are you walking away from me or like towards me?
You are on high in the tower, and like you're looking down at a road below leading to a gate. So you absolutely can see the beautifulness of the horse. Whether you can see the exact details of the quiver from this height, I don't know. But
that horse, though.
And then Morcades will point out, and look there, that knight. I'm sure that is a dame pointing to someone else who's riding. Let's have a description of Josephine, of your character.
Dame Lionel is wearing very sort of plain robes, but they're gray and yellow, clearly in the colors of a family. Though not from around here. And she's got long, sort of unkempt blonde hair. She's pale. She's got like a perpetual, like serious face. And probably has a bit of a smirk. Seems to be like always scanning. Right? We said eyes full of vengeance. That's what it is. Eyes full of vengeance and not kindness.
All right. This is fantastic. Dame Quenhill, can you make an awareness roll for me? Okay, so you're going to find yourself a D20. Look up your awareness. It's your first skill on your sheet.
Okay, here we go.
All right, what's your awareness skill?
My awareness is 5.
All right, fantastic. Give it a roll.
And I rolled a 4.
Fantastic. You know how the sheriff was just telling you to look out for knights who are going to start some shit up and make trouble? Mm-hmm. There's one.
Okay.
Without doubt. She's got an attitude. Like, she is definitely, like, you know, looking around. So, yeah, best keep an eye on her. So if we were playing a regular campaign, and by wish to God and Arthur that we were, you would now check your awareness on your character sheet. And when this adventure finishes and we go to the winter phase, because every adventure in Pendragon is 1 year of your character's life. So you will eventually have children or adopt them, or I don't know, find them under a bush. And then you'll play those children and you'll play those grandchildren. So your awareness is 5. To level up, if you roll over 5 on a D20, your awareness goes to 6. So your character gets better at the things they do, which is why it's fun to just do random shit, because you never know when you get a check. So you have seen this character, this lady with a beautiful horse and a bow. You've seen this dangerous looking type on the road. And then moving away from the women, the Lady Morcades will go, look there, that knight, I don't think he is from England at all. KP, describe the knight she is observing.
From where you're sitting or standing, you see what you probably figure is a younger looking lad, someone who's in his 20s. If you were a little closer to him, what someone would describe as probably clean shaven, while others could describe as adolescent. If you were to look a lot closer, you might see little wisps of a mustache coming through, that he's trying to grow out, but probably is not quite able to yet.
I love
He too.
wisps. Wisps is so
Flutters
distinct.
in the breeze. But he looks very much out of sorts from the rest of the folks around him. Clearly, he's out of his element a little bit. He's wearing very muted colors, like dark green with brown, a very foreign-looking armor or plated armor, reminiscence of, I forget what type of armor it's called, but it's like smaller plates that are kind of going all over him. And he's on horseback, a very gorgeous looking brown colored horse, very well taken care of. And he's carrying a giant spear with a shield on his back. And if you were a little closer, you would notice he's practically shivering in his armor, because he's not used to this weather whatsoever. And you might hear him muttering about how terrible this cold is and how terrible this place.
So even as you observe him, Gwenhild, because you've made an awareness roll, even though the Lady Mercatus is chatting to you, what you really hear is to look for trouble. And here comes trouble. Here comes the northern column. You've been waiting for this banner, the white banner with the red square of King Lot of Lothian. He is a man who has turned up to win this tournament. And you can see him almost ride this young kind of, a foreign knight off the road. He's actually from Constantinople, and then actually scoop him up. And kidnapping, greeting, hard to tell from your position, because what is really distracting you is Lady Mercatus is clutching you on the arm, and she leans in close. Her hair almost kind of blows in your face. You can smell her kind of hyacinth perfume. She's so close to you at this point, and she says, "Who is that?" And she's pointing down the road to the most handsome knight you've ever seen. He's gorgeous. He's riding just behind King Leondegrance. And he's got his helmet off and he's looking all proud. You can make a recognize roll for me, so to see if you recognize that knight.
Nailed it. I do
No
not.
idea. No idea, but well, he's certainly pretty. You'll give him that. All right. So that was your day with the Lady Mercatus. Do you know who it is?
No, it's just another one of these nights.
Well, when you spend so much time in the tower, you enjoy the view as you can.
Do you want me to find out for you?
Could you? And she looks at you with such pleading kind of, gratitude, as her green eyes are pleading with you. Could you?
I believe that could be arranged, yes.
All right, her face lights up like a smile, and already it's a couple degrees warmer here, and a little bit of snow melts on the battlements. All right, so that is your view. You now understand what the stakes are. You can know there's going to be a huge tournament tomorrow. So you go about your day, and nights are coming into London, and it's a little bit kind of like a festival as everyone is coming in from the sticks. And you break up a few fights during the day. You get about your business, kind of keep an eye on kind of where that handsome knight's at. And really the significant thing happens late that night. All right. In which you are probably in the barracks by this point, and you are woken. There's a kind of a clang, 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 and the sheriff bellowing, "Everybody to St. Paul's now!" All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think I jump out of bed, probably still in my boots. I don't think that that's a thing that I take off, especially on a night like this. And so I jump out, boots, like tunic, and I just sort of like throw on an overcoat, grab my giant sword or axe, and just sort of like rush out the door and await orders.
All right. What is your energetic rating?
That's right.
16.
16, you are famously energetic. That's fantastic.
Famously.
Leap up with your boots on, stand next to kind of where your armor hangs. It falls off the rack, bang onto your body. You're like, I'm ready. Okay, let's go. So make an energetic roll for me just to see if this is the one time you're kind of, oh, really?
So I got another 4.
Fantastic. All right. And you arrive on the scene, and now we are all together in the same time frame at the same time. That all kinds of weird things are going on here. There is a sword in an anvil in a stone in the courtyard of St. Paul's. And when you patrolled past here this afternoon, that wasn't there. And it's there now. And standing next to it is this young squire who's looking a bit kind of, put upon. And he's surrounded by, believe it or not, what are the odds? The very 4 people that you were observing on the road. The dangerous looking knight with the tousled hair, the beautifully dressed kind of otherworldly horse archer, the knight from Constantinople, and that super handsome bloke who, to your surprise, is kneeling on his sword to the kid, as indeed I think everyone took a knee. So these 4 are all kneeling to.
I did
very
not.
young.
I did
Dame
Did you
Linnell
not?
specifically did not.
absolutely did not take a knee.
Thank you for that continuity break. That did not happen. It was just, as you're running into the square, it was a little confusing. Lot going on here. All right. Thank you. All right. So excellent.
I think the most you hear is us just yelling out, "All hail King Wart! Wart!
Oh yeah,
Wart!"
Yeah.
Wart. That's right.
Yeah, King Wart.
All right. So I remember
Specifically
Asterius
King Wart.
because that's what you heard his name was, and that's the chant. Let's see if you can make this catch on with an oratory roll. If you can make your oratory, it really is gonna be the case.
I've never wanted anything more. Oratory, orate. Yes. Okay.
What is your orator? What is your orate skill?
12. It's a 12.
Oh,
So
I shouldn't have walked into
Okay,
this.
okay.
Uh-oh.
Pretty good.
I got a 3.
All
Nice.
right. That is fantastic. So all hail
Changing
King Wart
history.
is the dominant chant, so yeah, this is a very strange scene, Quenhild. And even as you are clocking what's going on, you can see all the northern knights and the southern knights are rushing to see what is happening here. As the archbishop comes out and he's like, what is going on? The inscription, he reads it, whoever pulls this sword from this stone and anvil shall be born king of England. This kid is actually kind of, now you can see he's holding this sword. So it's really odd. And if a fight's going to start, it's going to start right now, because the Northern Knights are furious and the people of London are confused. In comes King Leondegrance from Cameliard, and everyone wants to know what's going on. All right. As the Archbishop says, well, put it back in the stone. All right. And he puts it back in. As King Lot,
The Archbishop did this?
King Lot of Lothian has roared into the square and says, what is this? Are we to serve a beardless boy? The Archbishop will say, the inscription reads as follows, that whoever shall draw this shall be King of England. Draw it, sir. Draw this stone, and I shall crown you now. Ha! Stand back. So King Lot comes blustering through and grabs the sword and gives it a tug, and there's a kind of a pop as his shoulders go crack, as he finds it a little harder than expected.
You are not chosen.
Oh, look at his face go red. Wow, I've never seen a man.
Oh,
We already bore
Trick.
witness to the child pulling
It's
the
a trick. This is not right. You know it's not right. Let's have the tournament.
Well, I'm pretty sure the instructions are very clear. If you want, I can prove it to you. And then I go in and I try and pull the sword out again.
All right.
And
You
Oh, yeah.
cannot.
Could I go do my feat of strength, considering I did it before, where like the actual stone picks up with
All right,
the sword?
Yes,
you step forward. Now, last time you did this, you were inspired by your
that's
hatred
true.
of Picts.
Yes.
So, but I'm happy to say that because we're in the same scene, when
it's King
you have
Lot,
your
right?
passion to give you +5 to a certain skill, it runs for the duration of the scene or the battle. So sure, you still hate Picts because they killed your family. Like that's a good a reason as any to have vengeance. So have a roll.
Okay.
And you
should I also roll for
add
my
1
attempt?
to your dice, and you need to get a 20.
Yes. What did that give me? What did it end up giving me?
Right. So your strength is 16. You get +5 for your passion, which takes you over to 21. So you're critical on a 19 or a 20.
Yeah, I think my strength is lower. I think I ended up getting like a plus. I criticaled on the passion roll. That's why it was a 10. It was a +10.
That's
yeah,
it.
That's it.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
And I
Strength is
just
11.
rolled a 19. So
Can I say I rolled a 12 on my attempt as well, and my strength is a 12.
So this is extraordinary. I love dice. I love dice. Diceless is all very well, but give me random nonsense. That is so fantastic. That is the very spirit of Pendragon. Stepping forward comes that dangerous looking knight, and she picks up. There it is. There's the proof.
Wait, where is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She picks up the whole stone, not over her head, not for very long, but she can lift it. No one else ever does. And sets it down again, but yet the sword will not move. So this is your moment, Gwenhild, that Lot does not like it. And he has 50 men and women behind him who also do not like it. What are you going to do?
Am I wearing something that would like indicate me as part of like sort of the guard?
Absolutely. Yes. You have a surcoat with the colors of Londinium.
Great. Okay. So what Quenhild is going to do is take that high reckless score. And I'm just sort of takes her giant axe, puts it over her shoulder, and just sort of like saunters in between the two groups. And she stops right in front of the sword and the anvil, and she'll turn to sort of face the crowd, and take her axe and kind of gesture at the kid and say, "Why not let him try again? Just to see what happens."
It's a very good idea.
Well, I'm sure he could do it again. You do it once, we do it twice.
Right. Diana chose him. So
may I try first? Says King Leondegrance of the South. And he's asking you permission, Dame Quenhild, because you've taken charge, and the first thing he does is respect that authority, because you can see he himself is trying to bring this tension down.
Yeah, I'll look sort of like to the north, to the south groups, and kind of like bow and step to the side so he can try his hand at it.
Okay, all right. So Leondegrance, King Leondegrance steps forward, and as he does so, behind him, two young women kind of clutch each other in kind of nervousness. You can see some family resemblance, his daughters. And we should also say this whole time, reverently kneeling here is that super handsome knight that you saw as he's praying. Actually, no, he's not a Christian, so he's standing watch, and around now he'll stand up and unconsciously take a position behind the young squire, as though he will protect him with his life. So King Leondegrance steps forward and says, "Mark me," and like without all the I'm really going to haul this thing out that Lot put on. You can see from the kind of chords of his muscle that he's definitely trying it, but that thing will not move. There it is. And as he steps back, it's like he almost wobbles as he realizes he will not be the king. And that lifts a weight from him as well. And his daughters rush to him as there you are. Now, as
you're an honorable man, sir.
As he turns to Quenhild, and you've invited the young squire to have another go.
Yeah, and
can
so
I?
Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Can I like sort of sidle over to where Gwen is and sort of whisper in her ear and say, "Why don't you have a go?"
Yeah,
I think
right.
Quenhild will be. Oh, sorry. I thought you said Gwen.
No, yeah, sorry. The daughter's name. You weren't here. The daughter's name is Gwen.
Yeah,
which
we
is
love her.
quite
She's
confusing.
great.
You're good. You're good. Sorry.
All right. So you're talking to Gwen, who's with her sister Genevieve. But meanwhile, you have asked him to try, and he says, well, yes, it's not that hard. I don't know what the big deal is. And he just reaches out and whoop, up it comes. And everybody is kind of gathered around, and they're like, oh, this kind of gasps. And there, says Dubricius, you've seen it. You've seen it for yourself. And Lot is just, no, this is not what we agreed. And I would take her as my liege with a feat of strength. She's the one I'd follow, that one. And pointing to you, Linnell, like, because you did this kind of huge thing. So
King Lot said that?
He does, yeah.
Even if I wished to have the authority of a monarch, I would never want one such as you to follow me in it. And I'll spit at his feet.
Oh,
It is on.
Them's fighting words.
Gwenhild, you know that. Well, a light blue touch paper and retire. There's the spark. What are you going to do to shut this down at once?
Gosh, I think first and foremost, Quenhild is going to. Sorry, what was the name of the kid with the sword?
Everyone is yelling Wart.
Wart. Okay.
Wart.
So I think Quenhild is going to sort of step in front of him and sort of protectively place an arm on his shoulder. Just kind of like big, tall shoulder of this little kid. And sort of look around, and she'll put her axe like sort of down on the ground like this. And she will say, and she'll sort of like announce to the crowd. She's like, there will be no fighting here tonight. I don't. And then I'll choke on myself.
All right. Because somebody is about to start fighting, you need to make an orate roll to put this down.
She's not so good at the word talking. Yeah, that was a 20 and it's a 5 for me. So.
Okay.
Oh boy.
As we know from Pendragon, 20 is not the good number.
It's not a good number here.
So
no.
This is the part you did well. If anyone comes at Wart, you're in the way. This is the part you didn't do well. You just actually kind of, it was almost like by stepping aside, your body language said, okay, you have a fight over there, like go for it. You get a check on your orate, believe it or not. If you fumble, you get an experience check because you go, yeah, I won't do it that way again, So Linnell, Lot is puffed up, and then bursting from behind him comes his angry son, who's hauled out his sword and he's gonna stab you for that insult to his father. What are you going to
me?
do?
I
Yes.
would love to fight this son. He was the one who like laughed at me when I was on the ground, and I have a 16 in vengeful. There's no part of me that's letting this go.
All right. we're gonna have a fight. Yay, Pendragon. Here's the extra good news. His sword is blunted, all right, because he blunted it for the tournament because he had to. It's like a rebated sword, rather. Is yours?
Wow. Let's see. I am not cruel. I'm more merciful than I'm cruel. And if I look at and I think honor is one of my passions. So let's say it's blunted.
All right.
I don't think I'm about to just murder his son right now.
All right. So he is stepping in. He's having a swing at you. He might be impassioned because he's more hot-headed. It's more reckless. I don't think he's had time to really take the insult. He's like, wah! Do you want to call on a passion, or do you want to just smash him out of the way?
Yeah. Oh, it would be on a passion. I can't call on a trait. I forget. Can I use a trait?
No,
to
no. And I'm
myself?
sorry. Once again, I get so excited by the dramatic stories of Pendragon, I forget to slow down and tell you how the game works. Traits in Pendragon are a way of saying how your character behaves. So you're vengeful, but sometimes you're merciful. For a passion, it's like the thing that you really believe in. In a way, you caused this fight. Like let's not beat around that particular bush. So he is acting in accordance to his honor and his love of his father. You could call on a passion yourself to say, well, if you want to fight me on my honor, I will not shirk from this. So you could use your honor as your passion, or you could just take it straight up. The dangers of passions is that if you roll over your skill, your honor is probably about 15. You might go into a melancholy or even go mad.
Okay. Yeah, let's use honor, my passion for honor.
All right, have a go.
All right, I got an 8 under the 15.
All right, so you may add +5 to your sword skill for this fight.
All right.
So he's coming at you with 15. Your skill is now a total of what?
20.
20. All right, so we're each going to roll a d20 against each other. You've got to roll under your skill, which is impossible for you to miss this, but you've got to roll higher than he does. All right,
Okay.
and as he lunges forward, Lot says, Agravane, saying the name of this hot-headed son, just so that you can put him in the book for later. All right,
Yeah.
Here I go. I have rolled a 1.
Oh, I got a 12.
Bang! The blow is yours. Okay, how much damage does your sword do? It's up there on the top left.
It's 4d6.
46. Okay, it is blunted, so you're going to roll 2d6. Okay,
That
so
makes
have a
sense. That's 5 damage.
All right. Now, the thing about a sword is you can use it to parry with. So he stops 3 of that just because he's using a sword. It's a great weapon. And then, but nevertheless, you slide through his parry and donk. Like, where do you want to kind of plant the sword when you finish? It's you've out fought him.
And I feel like this is like a very public display, so everyone would see I would have gotten him.
It's
sort of
like
thing.
it's spotlit. Everybody is like,
we're gonna go right at the neck, but I'll stop, but it'll just hurt a little bit, like 2 points worth.
All right, so it's a beautiful fluid motion. He comes at you, and your arm is just completely straight, longer reach than him, like right to here.
I'd love a little like stand down, child.
All right, the minute you call him that, he's like flares up again. You're not quite a people person there, Linnell, but very good at getting in place.
Not a people person.
But from the other side comes his next brother, which is Gawain.
Oh
and
no!
Gawain
Wait,
says,
he was nice.
Agravane. Pardon?
He was nice to me too.
He was, yeah. He apologized because Lot tried to ride you off the road. He went, sorry, as it went past. So Gawain gets his brother to stand down. And at this point, of course, everywhere all over the square, people are kind of hauling out, like, is it going to be on? Tamura, Asterius, do you want to do anything to diffuse this? Linnell started it, so she can't diffuse it. Quenhild tried to and is doing a great job of making sure Wart doesn't get stabbed in the confusion. Because if you want to murder him, this is a pretty good time. Like, this is quite the time. So Gwenil and Sir Vrain, Asterius or Tamura, what would you like to do?
I'm just watching this and just confused. It's like, is this common practice? You just attack each other for no apparent reason. And clearly, when you have an instruction here that states what you're supposed, very, and clearly stating this as more of a sarcastic tone, how very civilized. Yes, quite.
All right. Well, you are a diplomat, so you, as a diplomat, you don't get involved. You just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Tamura.
And then you see him like take out like a quill and a book where he's been taking notes, and as part of his journal, as part of his observations, and he adds something into that. Closes the book.
All right, Tamura.
I also am just kind of watching. I think that Tamura is more thinking about how fate has already made the choice. Like this, everything else now is a performative display of power. And I am going to kind of walk over by Wart, who has a different name that he prefers. Walk by him and see what he's doing. Like, how is he reacting to all of this?
That's fantastic, because, and thank you for that tremendous kind of story beat. I've been forgetting about him. And the reason I've been forgetting is because it's been a big night. Like, lost his brother, his idiot brother in the streets.
Yes.
Brother turns up with no sword. Wart just hauls out this sword he finds in a stone somewhere, whatever, like, how about this one? And is now being told he's king. So he's in complete, like, whoa, and now he seems to be in the eye of a storm. So when you walk over to him thinking, well, what's he going to do? He looks at you with this kind of like, what do I do? He's almost like looking to you for a lead here.
Yeah. Sure. So Tamura, I kind of get on a knee. So I'm like kind of, wait, how old is he again?
15.
Okay. So I just kind of crouch. He's not like little. I kind of crouch to his height. And I look at him and I go, just breathe. Just breathe. You're going to be okay. This is a lot, huh?
All right. So that means kind of his world is shrinking a little. He's holding the sword. He's in a position of actually, if he's going to be a king, this is the moment to be a king. So he breathes and then says, now what?
We should, because Cornhill's still standing right behind him, so I think she's gonna look at Tamara and be like, I think we need to get out of here. It's not safe right now. It's too volatile. We should get him out. Is there someplace safe? Well, I guess I would know because I'm a guard. I know a safe place that I could take him.
Yeah, you could take him to the White Tower, Tower of London. That's quite good. But getting him out of the courtyard is the immediate issue. All right.
There's also the House of the Lord right there. That would be quite protective.
Joe,
oh yeah.
Wart has not intervened. There's been no grand gesture. There's been nothing to diffuse this, which means Agravain is coming at you again, Linnell, because he is a tool. All right. So he's an angry, vengeful man. And now he's going to roll on his honor to get inspired because you have publicly shamed him. All right. This is in the moment when you were kind of writing in your journal.
Okay.
Not journal. I'm journaling in the Middle Ages. So Linnell, he has been inspired by his honor. So his skill has now gone up to 20, as has yours. You've just, I forget your insult, but it was like, back off your cow.
I just told him to stand down, child, I think.
Child, that was child.
Yeah.
All right.
How old is he?
He's 21, actually. But,
he's my age. Is great. Even better.
All right. Here he comes. All right. So I'm coming at you again with my D20. My skill's 20. Your skill's 20 because you're impassioned. Let's go. I've rolled a 9.
I got a 16.
Once again, out fencing him. All right, roll a 2d6 there.
Great. That's 4 damage.
Okay. This is such a fantastic display. You always do just enough damage to get through his guard and let him know you're there.
Just
So
a little bit,
where do you
yeah.
park the sword this time?
I would love to. Can I almost get it behind him where I'm holding it in front of his, like where I'm I'm behind him and I've got the sword in front of him, so I can speak to him for a second in this pose because it's very cinematic.
Of course you can. Like, who could resist a moment like that? You whip around him. What do you say?
I'll say, whether you like it or not, that sword is. Oh, actually, a question real quick. Do I know that King Lot, are they Christians?
They are not.
They're not?
Hmm.
Whatever. Whether or not you accepted that sword has chosen that child over your own father, you're gonna have to kneel. This child is your king now. That's how it works here.
All right, put a rate on that.
Can
I'll just
sorry.
I just got to see how this rate goes because I need to know that. So roll your rate there, Linnell. I'll be right back to you, Tamara.
Yes, yeah. Can I impassion it with hospitality? As a passion?
No, starting fights is not good host behavior.
A hospitality to the new king.
If anyone comes at him during a feast, yeah. All right, how'd you go?
Okay. Oh, I got a 4. Great. That's under my 9 of orate.
Fantastic. All right. Okay, sorry, Tamura, what were you going to do?
Yes. So as Linnell was saying her speech, I would like to, because I'm talking to Arthur and he gave us his name already.
Yep.
Right. Okay. And I'd like to I have the trait of valorous.
Yep.
And I would love to see if I can inspire him to be brave in this moment.
All right. Great.
Oh.
Yes.
Right.
And I look at him and I say, you are the king. You are the rightful heir. And fate doesn't make mistakes like that. It is you who needs to rule. So be a king, Arthur. Stand up. And I rolled under my valorous of 16. I rolled 13.
All right. And you're the first person to say King Arthur. And he kind of looking around, and you can imagine like angry faces, everyone coming in, and all this 15 years of strife and war, like, will never stop. He is born like in war, actually Uther Pendragon was still alive then, but this is kind of all he's known for his life. And you say this to him, and he gets this resolve, and he says, enough! And he hauls the sword just as you speak to Agravain. And the thing about Agravain is he's a bully, and you've got him like in a chokehold involving a sword. And so he's, you've basically outfought him. He hates you with the passion of 1,000 suns, but right now he's scared of you. So he's kind of frozen as Gawain is saying, that's enough. And then Arthur, inspired by Tamura, gives this cry. I have drawn this sword. I have not asked for it, but now it is in my hand. Sorry, that wasn't his accent at all, but I got excited. He sounds different when he's holding the sword. And I'm sick of war. I'm sick of fighting, and you are too. And this is our chance to come together. And if it's me, I didn't choose it, but it seems to have happened. So bloody hell, if anyone else thinks they can draw it, then have a go. But this is not what we're here for. It's just Christmas. Enough. And that, thanks to Tamura, kind of, and he's taller. And you realize, actually, no, he's a very tall young man. He's a young man, 15-year-old's a young man.
You were just slouching.
Yeah, but he was definitely hunched at the time.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of heaved
Confidence,
this sigh.
Yeah.
And it'll be a colder day than this in hell when you're my king, says Lot, who also realized you got to get Agravain out of there before So, however, everyone like wants to have a go. So the whole dynamic changes. Like people are like, yes, I will try. And now, Quenhild, you've got a new problem. Everybody's trying to have a go simultaneously. So how are you going to marshal that?
Honestly, Quenhild is gonna sort of like look around and roll her eyes a little bit and be like, all right, form a line, form a line. Come on, orderly. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this the right way. Okay, form a line. Line starts here. And she is going to like Disney World this. Like she's going to have like, and she's going to look over maybe Tamara, if you'd be willing, like to sort of like usher people away from the stone, like after they've had a little bit of time to try.
You were not chosen. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
you were
so sorry.
Not chosen.
Yeah, and then like, and Quenhild's just going next.
Can I assist just by standing by the stone, like leaning on the sword after that whole display of like brute force? That way, it's just like sort of keeping the peace.
All right.
I just you just see me write on a piece of paper and stick it onto my spear, saying this way to everybody that that doesn't get it.
Alas, you're the only literate person here. No one can read.
What are words?
Fun fact from yesterday. When I say yesterday, no, it was yesterday because it's not past midnight now. Evrain composed a poem, as you may recall. He can't write, but he got a passing monk to write that. That was a mistake of mine. Writing is monk's business. It's not knightly business. Knight's all about the. So, if you're wondering why British people like to queue, this is where it happened. It was the queue for the sword. And everyone said, actually, this is quite a good plan. Yeah, you don't have to punch each other. Yeah, I'll have a go. So, Quenhild puts it all together, and everyone starts having a crack. And as Lot is going out, and Gawain even sort of says, he just kind of reaches out and looks up. It's the middle of the night. He says, who am I kidding? And leaves. Something weird about that guy and when he's his strongest. And it's certainly not at midnight. The Northern Knights are leaving angrily, although King Urien does have a go, and everyone who can't draw it describes it as a trick. People are confused, but Quenhild, you're a tall woman with a huge axe, and Asterius is directing traffic. Tamura is making them feel better, and Linnell is people don't, overstay their go. Oh, and another try.
Yeah.
I get another one. And thus, once people get to try this, they become more satisfied that it can't be done. The more people that have a go, the better it is. And there's Leondegrand.
If I can suggest, like, I would imagine the other thing just to convince people. Asterius suggests, like, anytime there's a particularly difficult person, he just says, well, and then I point to Arthur and ask Arthur to show it to them and kind of just have him just easily lift it out and then put it back in. And he goes, all right, well, clearly there's no other trick. So go ahead.
And I regale them with extra like stories about how they are not worthy. They'll never be worthy. They were never chosen. They should go home.
All right. So there's still a degree of mistrust for this, and it seems to be where you're from and who you are and how sick you are of the wars. But everyone does think that the young man acquitted himself very well, and he spoke from the heart, something that everybody wants. They just rather it was them in charge. So together, collectively, you diffuse it. It's a very kind of long night. And a rider, is that a hello, Quenhild?
No, I just had a thing that I would like to add, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
The very hot knight, the good-looking guy, when he comes up for his turn, Quenhild will be like, what is your name?
He doesn't actually have a turn, and you can see by how he's close to everyone else that they know him. He's been here, and he says, I'm Sir Evrain,
Okay.
and
Thank you.
I will serve him. And he's really sticking to Arthur's side. He's very moved. His eyes are full of tears. He's for the first time in his life, he's actually forgotten how handsome he is, which makes him more handsome.
Wow.
Right? Because he's not like looking for the best angle.
Wow.
So he's gone from hot to smoking hot. Once again, snow is melting all around. However, you hear a rider come thundering through the streets of London. Make way, Leondegrance, King Leondegrance. And Leondegrance will hear that. Yes, what? Geraint, what is it? We're under attack. King Rion from the perilous forest. He's attacked the castle while you're out, while you're away. To me. And so Leondegrance has been attacked, like someone has laid siege to him while he's been in London. What a low and dirty trick. So, knights, to me. We must go. And that's a problem for Sir Evrain, who's just like by Arthur, but his king has just said, "We go," and he knows as a knight, you have to do what your liege says. It's not like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. It's like, I must do that. So, Asterius, were you going to speak?
Diplomat. I'm a simple diplomat. I've come from a different country. I feel like this is your war. I could be over there unless you want me to. But that I feel that might mean a little more discussion afterwards for our countries.
Evrain will look at each of you who've been here in this moment and said, we four were here at this time.
Yes.
I will see you again. And serve him well. And he goes. Here's the weirdest thing. Mallory, who wrote Le Morte d'Arthur in the 15th century, set down that Leondegrance gets attacked at this point exactly right now in London. Todd can't be here with us at this point, so we have kind of Gwen Hilda keeping the peace, which is fantastic. So this plot beat was written like 600-700 years ago. Fantastic. Thank you, Mallory. Evrain officially leaves the story. All right. Just as an owl arrives with a poem and drops it in the hand of the Lady Morcades, comes in through her window, wakes her up by dropping a poem on her head. What?
Tragedy.
Oh, bro.
All right. And so Leondegrance and his knights ride out. It becomes a very long night and you're exhausted. A lot of people are leaving. There's no tournament. A lot of angry merchants. They've got a lot of things to barbecue here. There's a lot of pigs on spits, and everybody is kind of riding out of London as great confusion. We were going to have a big fight to decide who the king is. Instead, there's been this, what some are saying is a miracle from God that this sword, Uther Pendragon sword, was delivered. Everyone needs to make your energetic roll. It's a long night.
Ooh. Exciting. Where is that?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Now I can do this. I can put this.
50-50 chance on mine.
Yeah.
Right.
Dame Tamora is living her life. She is so happy, beaming about she witnessed this. She was there, and I rolled under my energetic.
Fantastic. All right. Linnell, how'd you go?
I rolled over. This is all a bit much for someone who doesn't really have fealty to anyone here.
All right. So check on your lazy now.
Yeah.
Missing the roll is not an automatic, like, oh, I'm out. But now roll on your lazy. If we miss on one side, we roll on the other.
Oh, okay. It's funny. They're equal to each other. All right, let's see. Over by a lot. 18 over 10.
Okay, so your It's not like you're full ambushed, but you know you're kind of carrying on. All right, Gwen Hill, how you doing?
Oh, despite being famously energetic, this has been a lot. Quenhild prefers to be energetic after like her requisite 8 hours. So I did roll over. So I will also roll my lazy.
Yeah, check your lazy.
I also rolled over my lazy.
All right, nice.
Oh.
Okay, Asterios, how'd you go?
Listen, it's been a long night. It's cold. Temperatures, okay. I rolled a critical failure of 20.
Oh,
no.
there you
It
go.
is. He is visibly shivering in his armor at this point. You hear the clanking of plates hitting each other from
Yeah.
how cold he is.
Okay, so
And
you
he's
have
just at the-
fumbled, you would tick your lazy, you just, you know, you've fallen asleep on your spear. And now it
Yeah.
means the queue is starting to move because like it's the midway spear. And as you kind of start to nod, people are kind of, the queue's getting out of order.
Can I go over to Sir Asterius and say, would you like a ride? I like sort of motion to like give him a piggyback ride.
And you just see him just that would, I appreciate this. Just that would be unbecoming of me, but and you just see him like as he's saying unbecoming of me, he goes, and like I'm literally falling over.
Yeah, can I just pick him up?
Yes.
Okay, great.
All right, so on it goes through the night. You're kind of powering through, and definitely by the time the sun comes up, Dubricius will say, "Draw the sword again, Arthur," and he's calling him Arthur, not Wart, so that all may see. And Arthur, now having been inspired by Tamura and having realized something needs to be done about the matter of Britain, he steps forward and he's getting quite a smooth move now with the sword drawing. He's like doing it for the cheap seats.
Lots of practice.
Yeah. Up it goes. And everybody who couldn't draw it goes, let the sword be taken to St. Paul's and laid upon the altar, so that people may pray upon the miracle that God has sent this day to bring the king back. So Arthur holds the sword flat and carries it forward into St. Paul's. He's kind of like, you know, the person in the bridal party that kind of wasn't there at the rehearsal, doesn't quite know what to do, you know, but doing his best to look serious and carry along. And like, oh, excuse me, right, okay, yep, here we go. And the sword is laid upon the altar, and the sheriff who's been watching watching this, says to you, Gwenhild, "All right, we've got a new problem."
Do I even want to know?
Yes, you want to know because you need to organize it. We need that thing guarded.
Yes, of course. That makes sense to me.
Good. We want 8 knights on it at all time.
Yes. Do you want me to take the lead on this or just...
No, you need to get some sleep.
Oh,
you should.
All right.
You should be back here tomorrow night, but organize some other people.
I will do so.
Okay. Sun's up, swords at St. Paul's. So you go ahead and organize that, Gwenhild.
Do I need to like roll for creating a roster?
No. Roll for roster. Okay. Oh, the game of nightly admin. Right. No, I can't do this morning. It's not good for me. It's my mum's birthday. Yeah. Certainly.
It's just a spreadsheet.
Okay. All right. So the Clarent, the sword of peace, King Uther Pendragon's sword is laid in St. Paul's. But you look around, Gwenhild, and you see these 3 knights who've been very involved in this. Also, they need some sleep. And you weirdly enough, who knew, you're kind of 3 nights short for your midnight roster. What are the odds?
Yeah, so I guess finally sort of getting a chance to like breathe after all of this has happened, Quenhild will approach the group and say, I owe you all a debt of gratitude. Thank you for all you did with the that tonight. I appreciate it very much indeed. I am Quenhild, by the way.
Oh, Tamora. Wonderful to meet you.
Quenhild like bows.
Yeah.
Dame Linnell at your service.
Bows again.
Sir Asterius of Constantinople at your service.
I'll put Sir Asturias on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like,
Carrying.
And as you do that, Quenhild is gonna take off like her little like jacket thing and just give it to Asterius and be like, be like, it can be very cold here in Londonium. If you're not used to it, it can chill the bones.
What gave it away?
So this is probably some kind of really scratchy Saxon fur, like because you're a big Saxon, so it's really, really scratchy, but surprisingly warm. So unfashionable, but quite snuggly.
You see, as those thoughts cross across his
Mhm.
face as he shifts between these.
Are there fleas
Yeah.
in here?
Probably, honestly.
The exact opposite energy is Tamora. Like as you're sleeping, I am like wide-eyed. I am very awake, very energetic, and sort of like anime eyes at everything, like haunted anime eyes. So it's a little off, but yeah.
So Quenhild will sort of like look at the group and say, I do not wish to impose, but I think it would be for the best if the sword remains under constant guard. The risk of losing such a precious thing now could be devastating. I wonder if I could call upon you as knights to assist me in guarding this evening.
I would be
As a-
honored. Go ahead.
I
From
was just
the
going to
like the
say-
mount.
As these like little eyes.
Yeah.
It's just like, as a representative of my country, it would be my honor to represent or present the wishes of my king to the future king of yours.
Yeah.
May this
My-
relation be prosperous.
If Arthur remembers this favor, I'm all for it.
Lady
Is Arthur-
Vivian said that. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
Oh, I was gonna say, Lady Vivian said that I was sent here to witness a miracle, and this whole event is certainly that. I would be so honored to stand by your side and guard this.
Quenhild will do one of those cool like head, like the cool nods, like where it's like long, but it like looks cool. She does one of those.
Yeah.
And then lovely DM, where is Arthur right now? Is he with us?
Well, the weird and extraordinary thing about Arthur, historical / mythical figure that we're talking about 1600 years later, is even as Linnell's saying that, he doesn't hear it, right? But it's been a long night for him. He's recently done the last flourish. He's dropped to the altar. He's coming out, and he makes a point of coming to you, Linnell, and says, I just want to say that I don't think I could have done this without your help on the road and your advice at the time, that it was my sword and always my sword. So thank you. So you've asked for Arthur's gratitude and he's immediately given it to you.
You've got a tough road ahead of you, young sir. But you won't be without friends.
Who is your liege?
I currently swear fealty to no one, young king, but that does not mean that I won't respect your title.
Would you swear fealty to me?
With time, perhaps yet, but I'd hope that with our experiences, you'll give me that time to judge for myself.
If I am to have a seat, a hall, table There will always be a place for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And he says, thank you, Dame Linnell, which, by the way, is a lie, right?
Mhm.
You're presenting as Dame Linnell. Actually, you're Lady Linnell because nobody's knighted you. You just put on Dad's armor. So when the king says Dame Linnell, are you going to correct him at this moment, or are you going to keep living your best life?
I'm living my best life. I'm living that deceitful trait.
Then you're going to
Best.
tick that right now. Give that a
Okay,
check,
yeah.
right? That your
Let's-
deceitful gets checked, and that
let's
may
see.
increase as you go deeper into the lie. But it's a good lie as lies go.
Oh, it's a 15 over 14. Just barely missed.
Oh,
You are
Does that mean you're
deceitful.
honest?
Were you rolling on honest or deceitful?
I was rolling on deceitful.
Oh, okay. You're no. In that case, you then roll your honesty. This is really
Okay.
interesting. You might have to blurt something out. How's your
Yeah,
honesty
let's
going?
see. Let's see. But I'm not honest. I got a 7 over 6. So
Oh my God, one each way. You feel it seems like you're conflicted in
I
that
am
moment.
conflicted. Yeah.
And Arthur, who's just he kind of gets that as a person who's very conflicted, and he just gives you a really kindly look, a little half smile. I will see you on that day, and off he goes.
Cute. I like that.
All right, so you all need to sleep, and when you wake up, you need to sharpen those swords. We are not under tournament conditions, right? We are on duty. Also the other thing I forgot is as the crowd is breaking up, there comes the Lady Morcades, kind of in the medieval equivalent of a dressing gown, like she's barely dressed. You know, her hair is only lightly tousled as she's come down, clutching this poem and saying, "Sir Everine, oh, Gwenhild," and she rushes to you and says this, and the other see this kind of tall lady with a flame red hair in some degree of disarray because she's rushed down here. Sir Everine, is Sir Everine here?
I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, my lady. He was called away and has returned to his leash. And then Quenhild will think for a second and say, but he left word that he sent his regards and he wishes to see you again soon.
That is absolutely fantastic. So you've been deceitful. What you don't know, Katie, is that Everine reeled out last night that he didn't love the Lady Morcades at all. It was a fantasy he had because he'd seen her on high, and maybe he has a crush on Guinevere. So in the marvelous tradition of love triangles, you've planted a juicy extra fact that didn't exist into the Lady Morcades' head. So that is kind of Pendragon, you know, lots of passion, kind of romances, star-crossed lovers, and occasional sword-crossed lovers, as you will rest through the day. I wouldn't say the mood in London is great, right? Because the Londoners are really not buying it. They were going to make a lot of money here from this event, which has been cancelled. The snow is falling on the tournament field. So those who believe, like you four, really believe. But that is not a universal thing. So hence the need to guard the sword. As you kind of rest, Gwenhild, and are ready for your evening. The sheriff has announced, I'm going to have a curfew. We're going to clear the streets at night. That's a very unpopular task for the people who aren't going to be in St. Paul's, to go and say, put the bears back in the cages, pack up the barbecues, stick your hurdy-gurdy somewhere else. Party's over. London is in lockdown. So curfew in the streets. All is quiet when you eight rather, arrive in St. Paul's Cathedral. as we have gone through to the next night. Was there anything else you wanted to accomplish during your day apart from getting your rest?
I would love, I don't know if she is gone, but I did promise Gwen an archery lesson, and I would love to do that if she is still here.
Okay. No, she was rushed
Okay.
out with Leondegrants.
Well,
So
next
but
time.
you know, she will remember that. And indeed, she was invited to have a go of the sword, of course. I forgot that.
Yeah.
So she'd probably joined the queue, and she was probably like third person in line. And
Yes.
then, like, oh, I'm gonna go. It's like off she went. All right. Anything else to do during the day?
I think Sirius in the early morning when he wakes up, the first thing he does is there like a I think it's called a rookery, right? Yeah, he probably will go to that. Yeah, he's gonna go to one of those, and then you see him pull out a scroll that one of the ones that he's been writing on, kind of like a report of what's been going on so far to keep his king up to date, his emperor up to date. You see him rolling it up, tying it to one of the birds, and he asked probably for the keeper of this rookery which specific bird would be the appropriate one to send back to Constantinople, and then sends this out.
All right, so the Tower of London, of course, famous for the ravens. We know all about ravens in Tower of London. So there is Raven. Raven is looking at you with its gold eyes, collects the note, and
pretty bird.
All right. Let us take a short break, and then night will fall in the cathedral. Back in 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You are arriving at St. Paul's just as the streets are being emptied. So all the sheriff's kind of guards are moving people along. A lot of grumbling, kind of taken a while, but this moment of confusion in Londinium. But it is being done. So you are there with the U4 plus 4 extra nights, and in an empty church. The church has been very busy all day, and even now the church itself is being empty because people have been coming in to pray in St. Paul's because of the miracle, to give thanks for this miracle of peace. So there are definitely some people who are behind this. Arthur/Wart himself, you have not seen him. His father, Sir Ector, his brother, Sir Kay. You think that the Archbishop has spirited them away. But all now is quiet. The streets are emptying. It is dark. It is winter. Little light snowfall. And you have the task of guarding this cavernous space. Now, there's no pews kind of set up. There's no furniture in here at all, really. There is the altar, a large kind of echoing space. It's lit. The altar is lit by large, tall beeswax candles, so the glow is coming from there. Obviously, there's no light coming from outside. And there are 3 doorways. There's several double doors on the west, double doors on the north and south transepts. So there's 3 ways into St. Paul's. The altar is in the middle. The sword is on the altar. The sword is the most important thing. Quenil, you have command of this situation. What are your orders?
I think my orders, I'm trying to figure out how to say what I want to say. I feel like my orders are basically to like watch and observe more than anything else. Like, don't start anything, don't make any trouble, but if trouble arises, be there to defend the sword and keep St. Paul's safe. So I think for Quenhild, this is like a rare evening for her, where usually when she's on guard, she's like dealing with like drunk guys at taverns and like that kind of thing. And this is like she's in St. Paul. She's in this beautiful, sacred space with this candlelight. She's sort of like looking at the sword. And so I think for her, like, this is a very introspective moment. And this is a very sort of like maybe one of the first times that she's ever really gotten a lot of time to just sort of think while on guard. And I think she's like using that, and I think she's appreciating that.
All right. So this introspection and observation from the person that really should be kind of setting the scene as to what's going on here. So that's gonna.
Oh well, I can also do that. That's okay. But no, I mean, I think like Quenhild, like
no. I love the moment. I thought it was just really excellent.
Oh yeah, no. Well, we'll say for the sake of that, we'll say that like Quenhild comes in with like, okay, you're gonna stand here, you're gonna stand here. She puts like guys at the door, she puts guys at the back door. Like she does the business part of stuff. The business stuff is just like, like standard guard type of thing. And then I think she's gonna tell her new friends, like, we're gonna be the ones closest to the altar. We're gonna be the ones sort of like protecting this because like I don't know, we were in it together, you know what I mean? And so like we're gonna get the good spot. We don't have to be the ones outside.
Thank you.
All right. So three of the knights from your garrison, those ways in. Now, while this is a moment, the streets, there's a curfew. Nobody should be out. Right? Nobody should be in the streets of London. Ergo, nobody should walk in these doors. If anyone walks in this door, they are not supposed to be here. That much is clear. All right. So the night begins. Your watch has begun. Anything anyone wants to do in particular as the first half hour ticks along?
I hear what Quenhild is saying about not causing any
so
problems.
I hear it.
I hear it. I heard it. I heard it. That said, distinctly looking at if there are any Picts or any of King Lot's men that try to get their way in here, I wanna jump on that, but that's mainly what I'm looking out for.
All right. Why don't you make an awareness roll for me? And this is more something happened during the day.
Okay. 11 over 8, not super aware.
It seems like they left. I do not recognize the authority of this court, and like they've lit out. So you think the coast is clear. All right. So
Sorry. I think that because Tamora is not entirely, it's not that she's uncomfortable in like a church. She like understands and respects like all religions, but it's like not, there's a lot of like uncomfortable people and behaviors that come out of it. So she is by one of the windows. She's hanging out with her squire, because we have squires, remember guys? Because I forgot.
Yes.
Scholasti.
The squires would not be present now, but you could invite Scholastic, and I had totally forgotten about the squires, and that's on me.
No, I forgot too.
Yeah.
If she's not inside, she's outside, because my window, I'm by an open window, and I'm kind of like, I'm feeding my horse through the window. So I'm
fantastic. Well, of course. So
great.
It was Ambrosia?
Ambrose. Yeah. Ambrose here.
Fantastic.
Giving Ambrose apples, patting him.
All right. I love that.
My emotional support horse.
I didn't say no horses in the streets. It's only a band of people. Horses are welcome. That's fine. All right. The night is going on. The horse is nickering outside. The hours are passing. It's a bit dull. Curfew, nothing going on. And you've still had this huge surge of passion and adrenaline. Like yesterday was a long day. It's ended up in the discovery of a king. And so, you're getting a little sleepy again. So I'd like you all to make an energetic roll.
I'm going to energetically let my dog out of my office because she's turned into a monster.
Yeah.
Is this roll for all of us, by the way, or?
Yes, I would like everyone to make an energetic roll.
I rolled under.
Fantastic.
I
Six
rolled under
10.
as well.
Fantastic.
I rolled over. Still not over the jet
You're
lag.
just a
Jet lag's
sleepy
hitting hard, man.
man.
Yep.
That
So
4 hour whatever time
mysterious.
difference.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
probably afternoon time. That nice afternoon nap back in Constantinople sounds real nice right now.
All right, so
I got a
check
17 above my 15.
check your lazy. Check your lazy. How'd you
Check my
go,
lazy.
Gwen Hill?
Let's see.
I got under. I got my energetic is a 16 and I got a 9.
Nice.
Lazy's a 5. Oh man, I need to roll real well.
You
Ah,
got this. Come on.
yeah.
You could do it.
I got a 9 above a 5.
All right. The dice know what to do. Linnell is here for a fight. Tamura knows it's a thing, and Quenil, it's literally your job. So you three are all energetic, like looking around,
Yeah.
like what's going on. But
Listen,
Jerry's like,
that cloak that was given to me is mighty warm and nice right now.
You're
That-
snuggled into it.
Gwynhild, yes, Gwynhild gave me. It's just,
all right.
you know, don't even mind the ticks anymore.
So it's cold. There are the shadows, the kind of alcoves. The night is going on. It's getting darker and darker. Diana's light is not upon you. Everyone make an awareness roll, please. -5 to your awareness, Asterius.
Okay. Oh crap. Ooh, negative. So
Ooh.
when you say let me see. Okay, yeah, awareness. Yeah, never mind. That -5 killed me.
Could I impassion my awareness right now? Is that silly?
You can only have it's not silly, but you can impassion yourself for one skill in one scene. So do you really want to use that to be very lively, or do you want to maybe save it for violence?
I'll save it. I'll save it.
Save
it for violence.
Yes.
There's violence.
No, surely
Save
not.
for violence.
Surely not. All right. So how did the awareness rolls go?
I did not make it. I rolled over.
Same. Over.
With that -5, I rolled it over.
Gwenhild?
I did really good. I got a 3
Yay.
for a 5.
Fantastic.
Oh.
All right.
Wow.
So
That's really good.
So I know why Tamura's not aware, because she's like
It's a
scratching
baby
the horse.
horse. It's
And
a
I
baby.
know why Asterius is not aware. Now, what's distracted you? Why are you not exactly on the case at this moment?
I think Lionel is staring at Tamura, who is carrying with her horse, and she's just like, I think, leading a very different life from her, that she's been like going in this like path of vengeance, and I think she's just taken by Tamura and her softness and grace.
All right, with the light coming in through the window, and very calming influence. It's a peace that you've not known. So that's, you're in this kind of reverie. When Gwenhild knows the sound of a with a slow armored slide, say of someone who's just been stabbed, now being gently let down a wall, and so you know,
Right.
I just heard a body hit the floor. What do you do?
Does it sound like it's coming from in front of me or behind me?
You got a good awareness roll. It sounds like it's coming from the north, south, and west. It's coming from all around you.
I'm gonna look at the group, hold my axe up,
Yep.
make the universal sign for everybody be quiet, and say, I think someone is here to take the sword. Be on your guard. We may have to fight.
Was
So,
that not?
Yeah. All right.
I'm
So it's a very kind of like, let's be cautious about this. Like, I don't want to alarm you, but like, it's going on. The people who now burst out of the dark, half-naked men, blue men.
What?
They are blue with stiff hair, covered in tattoos, roaring out of the dark. 5 of them. They are, what are they, Linnell?
They're damn Picts.
They are Picts.
Oh,
And
I
they
know
have
I know a
spears.
description of my
They have
ancestors.
axes and shields, and they're rushing forwards. So there are 5 of them converging. It seems like one for each of you, and the other one's trying to jink through. He's going for the altar, unless one of you wants to try to block and take 2 at once.
I'll do
Um,
it. I'll take 2
oh,
at once.
yeah,
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 we
go
can
for it.
both
all
take
of us
2
are
at
like,
once.
yeah.
All
No,
right.
no,
So,
Dame, you're on top of it. Like you're the one who heard them. You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So
Okay.
Gwenhild
Thank you.
gives the warning. It's almost like beware, and then she's turning around in slow-mo as these figures are roaring out of the dark. We're going to have a fight. It's going to be dangerous. The weapons are sharp. There will be blood on the floor of St. Paul's. If you have a passion, you may want to consider it with the risk that if you miss your passion roll, you can end up with a negative on your skill. If you make the passion roll, you can end up with a positive. What would you like to do?
I'll take it. I'll do it.
Oh yeah, me too, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
take passion.
Just for to remind myself. So passion rolls, is that just specific to what's
let's-
under passion?
Let's step through them. Let's start with Gwenhild. You would
Right.
like to be impassioned. What passion would you like to call upon?
Thinking of how she has journeyed to Londinium and sort of gotten this higher sort of profile gig as a guard, I would like to roll for honor because I am trying to make sure that I do my job and I do my job well, and I've been told to protect the sword, so I will.
That is completely fantastic. So make a roll. What is your honor?
My honor is 15.
So roll 15 or less.
Okay. I rolled a 12.
You are impassioned. You will not be found wanting. You may add 5 to 1 skill for the duration of this fight. Which skill would you like to do?
Oh boy. Can I look at the list and get back to you in a second?
I'm happy to say axe is a solid choice.
Okay.
For
I can
fighting.
also use my combat skills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
All right.
Oh,
Linnell, would you like
yeah.
to be impassioned?
Yes, by my hate for the Picts.
Yeah, you've got a room full of
That's
them.
right.
Yeah. And rolled a 13 under 15. That's
Of
close.
course, here they come. All right, Tamura, would you like to be impassioned?
Yes, I am thinking of my lady, the Lady of the Lake, and how she has guided me to this moment. And those who walk into this life have forfeited their life because they are the ones who are going to die.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's got some backbone to her. It's not all moonlight and feeding horses.
Yeah, it's not all
Yeah.
moonlight, feeding horses. And that is the success.
Fantastic. So you now know the stakes, Asterius. Would you
Got
like
it.
to be impassioned, or you want to just...
I would.
Right.
No,
what
no,
is
no.
your
I
passion?
would like to be. I'm a little conflicted on which one it would be. I just feel story-wise, because one of mine is devotion. We are in the house of his God
Yes,
and of his faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a blasphemous thing to him to see them come in. But mechanically, that's like the bad one.
Oh,
that is like the lower number. So
Pendragon is a game of passions. Call it and roll it. What's it going to be?
I'll call it. You know what? I
Got
think
it.
story-wise, that makes more sense to me. So I will roll it that. Let's see what happens. Oh, there. Hey, it works. I got a 7 under a 10. So
See, the dice know.
nice.
You
faith
are
in the
all
dice.
impassioned, as you've all got a pick to fight. So we're going to pair off. We're going to start with Linnell because this is what she's been spoiling for. Roaring forwards comes the person who's come here to steal the sword with this kind of rah face. And he is using a great spear. So that's going to put quite a hole in you if you don't stab him first. But there's a moment when he's just like roaring in to murder you as quickly as possible. And this look on his face, last time he saw you, you were bringing him 2 beers. You get this kind of, right? It's you, and you can see he hesitates. That's going to give him a -5 and you a +5, unless you would
Fantastic.
like to mercifully wait for him to remember what he's doing, or would you just like to say, sucker, and stab now?
Yeah, no, my vengeful is higher than my merciful. We're just gonna take this opportunity to stab.
All right, your skill goes to a total of 25. So roll your D.
Yeah.
The easiest way to do it is to roll your D20 and add 5 to it. All right.
Oh, add
As-
5 to what I roll.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So roll your D20 and add 5.
I got a 20.
You've got a critical. He's got a miss, right? Because he lost 5 off his skill. So he's like, huh? Ooh.
Oh no.
All right,
Yeah.
you've hit him. How much damage did your sword do?
Yes, 46.
Okay, you got a critical. Add
Ooh.
another 46.
Wow.
8 dice.
Oh.
Oh my
Smash
goodness.
that out.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And then he exploded. Like-
Then he literally melts.
yeah.
He's got no parry. He's got no armor, just tattoos.
Oh my god. I just did 35 damage.
Oof.
What happens to him?
Wow. Okay. I I guess I'll just say you should have just drank the ales and gone to sleep, and I'll just do a swift decapitation if that's enough to get him.
Right. Ice cold. He had 25 hit points. 35 is more than he has. Instant decapitation. He dies.
Oh.
Pendragon combat is not about like chuk chuk chuk. It's a game of whoa, whoop. All right. Let's go, Quinn Hill.
Oh my
All
god.
right. Axe versus axe. You've got 2 picks actually. I've got a new mechanic for you. All right.
Okay.
You've got 2 opponents. So
Right.
you can fight both of them, but have to take -5 off your skill. Now, your skill was 15, went to 20. It would come back to
Yeah.
15, but you can
Okay.
hit them each. Or you can say, I'll just wear the one on the left. He can have a free go, and I'll use all my 20 on the one on the right. What would you like to do?
I'll take the 15. I'll do the 15
All
against
right.
both of them at the same
Okay.
time.
This is the pick that was coming at you first, coming at you with a battle axe. Rolls a 4. That is a hit.
Okay. On him? Wait, no, sorry, I'm
He
confused.
is roll. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay.
just so excited.
No, it's okay. I'm just new.
No.
It's okay.
I'll slow down. Too much espresso in this body. His
Okay, I love it. I love it.
battle axe skill is 14. He's rolled
Okay.
a 4, which means
Okay.
he's within his skill range. You're
Okay.
now going to roll. Your skill is 15. What did you roll?
I rolled 13.
What I haven't explained it to you is like in Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder, I go, you go, right? Pendragon, simultaneous. We go. Bang.
Okay.
You are better than him. You have out-axed him. This is particularly bad for him, and I'll tell you for why.
Okay.
He rolled under his skill, which means he got his shield up. Your axe does an extra D6 damage if someone tries to put a shield in the way. So that gives you 7d6 because you're a big lass with a big axe plus another. So you're going to roll 8d6. So
want
you
Big lass
get
with
that
a big
going on
axe
him.
on a-
I like
Right.
that so
Well, you're
much.
doing math. I'm just going to cut across to Tamura. What's the play? You've got your sword.
I got my bow.
Oh, you're going to, you just literally like just standing there, shoot, 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 shoot. All right.
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, because you got a warning, I'm happy to say you have a bow shot. Do you want to be inspired on your bow or do you want to be inspired on your sword for later? Where would you like to take the +5?
I'm gonna take it. Oh, they're the same score. My bow, because it's very fancy.
Okay. All right. So 20 bow shot. Have a go.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So I am just rolling under and adding
Correct.
the.
Yep.
Okay.
You've got to roll 20 or less. You can't miss it, but you can critical if you roll 20.
Yes, I did not critical. I did roll under.
Okay. Roll damage. That
is-
pig has a spear, so there's no shield. You can use a shield if someone's coming at you with a bow, but you just shoot them. How much damage?
13.
13 is fantastic. That is superb. Okay, so in Pendragon, you've got a big bucket of hit points, but you've only got 1 bucket of hit points, and then healing is very slow. Violence is bad, kids. 13 is his major wound, right?
Oh.
So you've just dropped him at once. Where did the arrow hit him?
It hit him like right in his like sternum. Like it hit him like right here.
Okay, so he comes at you. It's just such a it just spins him around and bang, he crashes to the floor, groaning. Mister no longer appearing in this fight. If you have a major wound, you're unconscious. 2 for 2. How much damage went on over there, Katie?
30.
Exploded.
What happened to
missed.
him?
I think he took just an uppercut axe to the jaw and just is probably not having a good day.
You know, there's a lot of that in Mallory. People are always being brushed to the teeth. A lot of teeth flying. So sorry, I didn't put a gore warning, but yeah, blang. You introduced the whole jaw thing. It was mercifully swift. Whap! As of course you carve right through his shield, which explodes in kind of hide and bits of wood. Schwang! The one behind him clocks that as teeth flies past and goes, he comes at you. He's got a spear, so you have to fight again. I've rolled a 2. I've hit you. How'd you go?
I rolled a 1.
All righty.
Ooh.
So
What
he
happened?
has
Wait.
beaten you with his spear.
Oh no.
Now,
Oh,
you're not a shield
no.
wearer, okay? You don't
okay.
use a shield, unlike like Linnell and Asterius. If you roll under your skill and have a shield, you get to block, but you're just going to have to take it all on your armor. So how much armor do you have?
I have 6.
6
No,
points
wait,
of armor?
sorry, that's my horse. Where is that on my character sheet?
Righty. Okay, armor. Yes, that's your horse. Okay, armor is your. I'm going to say there it is. It's armor points. It's up there in your combat section, top left. And
Oh, okay, I see.
you've got 10. All right, and then it says +6 if you parry with a shield. But you didn't. You're using an axe.
Oh.
So I have rolled a vicious and hideous roll because Pendragon is. People die in Pendragon. This might be your night. Okay, on 6 by 6, I have rolled an absolutely.
We're gonna riot.
26 points of damage. Right?
Oh,
Bang.
oh my
Right?
God, did you?
Your armor stops 10.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So bang. So you take 16. All right.
Okay.
Crash. Now, what is your major wound?
You said it's a spear?
Your major, well, I've got your stats here. Your major wound is 15. So
Okay.
tragically, what's happened to you is what happened to Yon Pict. All right.
Oh
You've been
no.
absolutely kind of run right through your leg and pulls out the other side. You crash to the ground like disaster. You got that uppercut, but got
Awesome.
your axe stuck. All right. So bang. These are my vicious black dice, and I make no apologies for their hideousness as you hit the deck. But because you're a hero, you can fight from down there, even as your blood is leaking across the floor. All righty. Bang. Asterius, this is getting lively. What are you going to do?
I'm going to use my spear.
Okay.
And
have a
I'm
go.
going to, I think, just double checking.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm going to hold you up there. Lance is a horse proposition. So unless we whistle Ambrose in here and get you on. Yep.
Okay. I see.
Lance
to.
is
Ambrose.
definitely a horse situation. You want to use your sword.
Come hither, my faithful companion.
All right. Have a roll.
All right. So if that's the case, and then if I don't have my horse, then I'm just going to use my sword.
Mhm.
And
+5 for the passion.
+5 for the passion. So first roll just a D20, right?
Yep, correct. And you've got to roll under your skill, which is 20 right now.
Woo! I
Good
got
roll.
a 1.
Okay. The Pict, he's coming at you with a battle axe. His skill is 14. He's rolled 19, which means he's missed and he's wide open, like his shield is not in the way. 4d6 damage to him. The magic number you're looking for is 13 points. That will be his major wound, and put him down. Okay.
So 4d6, right?
4d6. 4d, not 46. 4d6.
I got it.
Windhill, can you make a constitution roll for me? Roll under your con.
Who was that?
Katie.
I rolled a
Okay,
9
here we go.
Pardon?
damage.
A 9?
9 damage.
9
Yes.
damage. Okay. All right. So dead picked, dead picked, dead picked. All right. Damage picked. All right.
and I did roll under my constitution. I rolled a 7 under 15.
All right,
Nice.
then, for the purpose of the fact that this is an exciting stream, we're going to waive the rule that says if you take a major wound, you're unconscious. You've had a spear put through your leg, the spear gets pulled out, but you're like, not today. On my honor, I got a job to do. All right.
Yes.
Whether people at home are as soft as me is for them to decide and their players to come. All right, you are standing there. Okay, so 3 picks hit the deck. I've got bad news. I've got all kinds of more picks running in because the 3 picks who were busy murdering people at the doorway are now rushing through. All right, so everybody, you get a picked and you get a picked and you get a picked and you get a picked. All right, I got 1 spare picked who's coming for the sword once again. Who would like 2 picks?
I will take 2 picks.
I
I
saw
have
that.
this hate, this passion.
All right, I saw that
I've
coming.
seen blood and I want to see more.
All right, so do you want to just concentrate on murdering one and let the other do their worst, or do you want to split your attacks? In other words, would you like to have a 20 attack on one and forget about the other, or do you want to have 15 on each?
Let's do, well, because it would take away the passion that had bumped it up to 20.
Exactly. Your sword skill is 15. In passion, it's 20. So you can, but if you have multiple opponents, every extra opponent is a -5.
Takes it down by 5.
Yeah.
Let's risk it. Let's try to take both on. Why not?
All righty. So I am going to give you a deceitful roll. Make a deceitful roll for me. And this is because you did a lot of work in part 1 to make these picks trust you. And these guys might not have got the memo that actually you're not trustworthy.
I got it 10 under 14.
All right. So once again, these picks come in and they're like, oh, it's Beer Girl. What?
Yeah, I wink at them.
All right. So I'm going to take -5 off their skills. So so would you want to hit them both or hit one?
I'd love to hit them both. If it's like a sword in one and then like the butt of the hilt to the other.
So your skill now gets +5. So you're back to 20. And they are -5 on their axe, which is 14. So first pick comes at you. His skill is 9. He's missed with an 11. How'd you go?
I got an 8.
Okay.
So
that's
well under.
All right. Let's just roll the D20 on the other.
Yeah.
All right. Comes at you with a 9. Rolls a fumble.
I got a 7.
All right. You've hit them both. Now, the other thing is because he's fumbled and he's using an axe versus your sword, bang, you just snap that axe in half. Your sword breaks his axe. But that's the least of his problems. Roll damage on each of them. You didn't get your critical this time, 4d6 each way. Tamura, you're going to have to shoot another picked. They didn't get the memo. Have your bow roll. Good luck.
18 damage on the first one.
Major wound, bang!
And 18 damage on the second one.
On 4 dice. Pendragon, bang, bang, down they go. They're just all writhing and groaning. You're in your happy space, which is covered.
I can just imagine like all this blood and everything going in her mind, Linnell's mind. It's just like the most peaceful music.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Yeah.
Seeing Linnell in action and like their swiftness of their blade, I see a pit running up, and I sort of like I hone in and very like Hawkeye-esque shoot them down. I rolled under and I rolled 12 damage.
12 damage. All right. That did not get the major wound this time. All right. 13, you're 1 off. So bang, you shoot that pick, kind of right, in the shoulder, but the pick runs at you and gets a free go, right? Because you're there with a bow going, oh, that didn't quite work.
Right. Yeah.
So has a swing and rolls a 16 on a 14. That sucks. So you know what happens? Just about to axe you, slides in the vast quantities of picked blood
Yeah.
and kind of shoots past you and does not hit. Excellent. All right, on the ground, Quinhel, with one picked. No, sorry, we decided you were standing. You just kind of stood it. This pick pushed this spear and you thinks you're over, pulls the spear out. You're still standing there.
Yeah, I'll go for one of them. I might be injured, but I'm scrappy.
All right, you've only got one of them to fight because you clocked the other. You jawed that
Okay.
guy. Okay,
Here we
here
go.
I come. I've rolled a
Here we go.
1. I've hit you with a spear again.
Oh, I got 14.
14 is
Is that-
higher than 1 and within your skill. So you have axed him. You've axed him
Woo!
nicely.
Okay,
You're going to do 7
right?
dice.
That's
this
so
time.
much dice.
That's so many dice.
So many
Well,
dice.
Jesus.
Pendragon. So
Oh,
the
my
notion with Pendragon
goodness.
is you don't have many fights because it takes you months to get over them,
To
but they
heal.
matter, right? And they're quick and they're brutal. Speaking of which, Asterius, you've got a new picked. Actually, no, you've got your original picked.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, he is still there. So I, from memory, I think he had a spear. So, or if he didn't have one, he's got one now. Because continuity, what even is that? All right, here it comes. I roll a fumble.
Oof, I rolled a 7.
All right. So once again, sword is the best weapon. Sword breaks spear. Bang. Weapon
Yeah.
is broken. All right. How much damage from you, please, and how much damage from you, Quinhild?
Got 27.
27. What happened to that guy?
He died. I think as Quinheld is standing and she's holding her leg, and I think she does kind of a one-armed just at this guy, and she catches the guy in the side of the neck and just drops him.
All right. It's you would not go down until he went down. Bang. He is out with the axe. All right. Linnell's dropped 2 of them. You've shot 1, but still going. How'd you go with your damage?
20.
20 on 4 dice. That is prodigious. That finished the job. What happened to that guy?
So I would imagine that as this guy tries to stab me with the spear, I roll across the spear to get closer to him to let it go past. And in the process of breaking that spear, I go ahead and then just swing my my sword across his neck and just let him drop.
Down he goes. I check my maths. I'm down to 1 picked. It's very, very mean for you. You've all been horrible. And that's the one that has run past. So I've literally got one through the catcher. This one pick just run past because Tamura and vaults pick style up onto the altar and grabs up the sword. He's gonna use his avoidance just to try to get this thing out of here. All right, everybody can make first of all, Quinhild, I need another con roll from you to see how you're tracking.
Oh,
Yeah, what can we?
Yeah.
I rolled a 19 over 15.
All right. Well, you had one job, which was to stop your picks, and you've done it, and you've really got to hit the deck now. All right. So there's no one can doubt her valor. But there's 3 of you. This pick has bounded onto the altar, it's grabbed Clarence, and is gonna make off with it. All right.
What can we roll to try and stop him?
You can roll an attack versus their avoidance.
Okay, so like a sword attack or something like that?
Exactly.
Okay.
And because you're all surrounding the altar, I'll say you're at different sides. Tamura, you can still shoot.
Yes. Okay.
I don't
And
think I
already
have.
shot that pick for 12. That pick has an arrow. Seem very dedicated to the task of stealing this sword. Last pick standing. All right. I'm going to roll my avoidance. Everybody roll your attacks. Go.
I've got 11 under 20, I suppose.
All right. So you are still inspired. Okay. Pick
I got a
14.
Oof,
So
okay.
you swing the pick's basically doing a defending maneuver, which means that they will do no damage to you. They just whoop, whoop. All right. How did you go there, Asterius?
I got a 15.
15 is a
attack.
clock. Yeah. So here's the Pict thinking, I'm not going near that woman. She's covered in blood and killed everybody. I'm going the other way, and literally leaps onto your sword. So give me 4d6 damage. As I think he also gets shot. Tamura, you shooting him?
I
Was-
did, and I got a 16.
That's a shot. How much
Nice.
damage?
That is 3 damage. That's hilarious.
3. Okay, right. And
13 damage.
3. Okay. So the Pict leaps, gets hit by an arrow, or just has to, kind of graze him,
Disgrace.
spins him round and falls fully onto your sword. Blah! and almost like with his hand, he's putting Clarent into your hand.
Oh, that was kind of you. Thank you.
Blah! And down he goes. Thus, the sword of peace is saved. Quenhild's in a bad way. Does anybody want to do some first aid, or do you
Ooh.
want to have an expert on that?
Let's see who's good at that.
I
What
look
is the-
at.
How
I
much?
have
What is-
nine.
what
do
is-
you
I can
have?
try.
Oh, there
Well,
it
I
is.
want to
not-
tell you what the rule is first. What's your first aid skill?
6.
6.
7.
Yeah, I've got 9. I suppose I can go.
All right. So
Unusual.
you can only first aid a wound once. So
Okay,
you
well,
have a go, no one else can have a
Okay.
go. So you can
Ooh,
say,
okay.
you
I
have one,
think
get up,
Dame Linnell.
or
Could
you
I-
can wait for, you can send for aid.
Okay, is this still the same scene?
Well, the Picts are all dead, so yeah, we're moving on. You want to be inspired, do you?
Yeah.
All right. First aid. Why not? What are you impassioned
most-
about?
Passionate
think-
first aid.
Can I be impassioned? But I have a passion for station, and am I understanding correctly that it's like your station, like ranking, sort of?
Yeah.
Like and since Dame Quenhild was sort of giving us all commands, that I feel that it's in my station to now come to her aid.
All right. Have a go. I love it.
All right. Oh no, I got an 18 over 15.
All right. So you've just
Okay.
like lived your best life,
Yeah.
Do you feel fulfilled in your soul, or empty inside? Are you sad there are no more Picts, or sad that this is all there is to your life, killing Picts? How do you feel?
Yeah, maybe I'm a little. You know what? I'm a little let down that my father's not here to see it all.
Indeed. So you kind of fall into a melancholy, which is frankly good news for Quenhild. We can, as you raise the alarm, the Chaosiums can get to her. But I think
Yeah.
the other thing is you've tried to be impassioned by station. You have no station.
That too.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
So Arthur offered you one. Are
Yeah.
you going to, as the sun is rising, are you going to ask for that now, or are you going to still wait to earn it? What's your feeling?
I think she sees all of the Picts rising up against him and is definitely thinking that it's somewhere that she can see herself inhabiting for a while, at least. I think she would join his round table for sure.
All right. So you are taken out, Quenhild, not taken out like you're taken out on a stretcher.
Oh, okay. I don't get to try because I'm melancholy. I don't get to.
You're gonna have -5 on that. It's
Oh, yeah,
probably-
that'd be
and she
too-
only
nope,
gets one
yeah.
first aid roll. I
Yeah.
against it.
I send
That's
Ambrose to
okay.
go get people like
Yes,
a last
that's much
situation. yeah.
All right, Ambrose rolls through and bangs on the door.
Yeah.
So
Go.
indeed,
Yeah.
the hue and cry. Oh my God, these Picts. Who sent these Picts? Like, where are they from? Does anybody know anything about these Picts?
What do
live
I
in
know
a
about Picts?
forest?
You know that they were camped with King Lot. That's what you knew. 'Cause you
Right,
met
yeah.
them.
They were probably sent by King Lot and his lot.
Lot.
Yep.
All right. So that is it. The Sword of Peace is saved. Those Picts had hidden themselves away in Londinium. Now the gates will be shut. So there'll be no repeat of the sword theft. The sun rises as you come out of the cathedral, and there is Arthur, who is striding forth and saying, I should have been here. I should have stood with you. It's my sword. It's my job.
Well,
King
the
has its
sheer,
knights.
the sheer fact that you even think of it that way, it goes to show what kind of a person you are, which is very appreciative. But at the same time, you are. Have you ever held an actual sword before, if you don't mind me asking, my lord? I mean, I don't mean in like your
of
wooden
course.
sword, your brother.
I do indeed. I fight with my brother all the time. Is she okay? Thank you.
Oh.
You're being carried out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Quenhild will like fight to a like there's like a guy, you know, trying to like hold her down. She fights him off, and she sits up and she'll like bow kind of like on the stretcher. And she'll look at Arthur and she'll say, "It was my honor, my lord, my king," and kind of just give him a nod.
All right.
Can I try
thank you
something?
for
sorry.
that a Saxon this day has fought for me. Says much of the peace that we will make together. All right. Linnell,
I think-
I'm going to, if you don't mind me, I'm going to, as he was talking about how he's very much capable as a fighter, I'm just going to go, think fast. And then I'm going to just try and like lightly tap his forehead with the blunt of like with the hilt of my sword to see if he can
you
parry
might
it.
want to roll a prudent right now.
Yeah. I think
Prudent?
all of us kind of like,
Just not a great idea.
Yeah.
because we're
prudent.
sworn to
Famously
like
prudent.
It's more of just like him trying to see.
No.
and test
How'd your
how-
prudent go?
Prudent. ¿Dónde estás? Prudent.
Under the traits.
It's 16. You're
Mhm.
very
Oh,
prudent.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're very
How'd you go?
oh, you're very prudent. Yeah, you're not
So,
reckless.
Actually, that's
I-
you're famously prudent. You cannot not be prudent. You just think, I'll just have a spar with the kid. I ask you, would you walk into the throne room in Constantinople, go up to the emperor and go,
no,
no, I'm going to
fair
say
enough.
you don't
Yeah.
do that. That is not prudent.
I don't.
However,
do that. Fair
you
enough.
have you've talked to me about swordplay. Quenhild has been thanked. Arthur is now looking to Linnell and Tamura, who's weirdly on her horse. I don't know. She's just on the horse.
oh yeah, I'm fully on my horse right now. Yeah.
All right. He has thanked you.
And Linnell sort of looks up, you know, to the sky above, takes a deep sigh, takes her sword out and sort of like, and then kneels down before Arthur and puts her sword, you know, in front of her and says, "King Arthur, if you meant your words earlier, it would be my honor to serve as your sword and sit at your table."
I meant them with all my heart. I would not stand here if it was not for you. I accept you, Dame Linnell.
Yeah, I'll stay kneeling. I'll say like, "You will have to formally knight me though."
What?
And I just sort of like look up, like hopefully he's not too upset.
But I'm not a knight either. I can't knight you.
Oh. Do you need a knight to knight you? And I kind of like get off my horse.
I do. And you too have given me such good guidance and filled my heart with courage and also with love and peace. Would you do this for me?
Yes, my king. And I knight Linnell, Dame Linnell.
Oh, I think you're going to knight Arthur.
When I knight, no, yes, we're gonna do a waterfall thing. Yes, I knight Arthur.
All right, so Arthur kneels. Now, of course, you know, hey, oh my God, did you hear? Picts attack St. Paul. So, like, you know, people are coming from all around. Once Arthur kneels,
Yes.
like, other people kneel. And you notice, like, Sebrastius and Sir Ulfius, Ufa's oldest, grisliest, warriest guys, they kneel. You can see the people who rode with Ufa are going to ride with this new king. Baldwin of Britain kneels. Not everybody kneels. Right? Still determining. But Arthur kneels and bows his head. And you knight him. What do you say?
I knight him and I say, "Hail, King Arthur, knight. You shall grow into your name and your soul, your sword and your birthright. Lead with your heart, for I know you will."
I shall uphold the peace. I shall protect the weak. I shall gather valiant and true people to me. And you tap him and he rises.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives you a look, Linnell. Are you still kneeling?
Yes,
You
she's
mean
still
it's
kneeling,
alright.
just like
Mhm.
waiting, sort of like waiting for the other shoe to drop as if maybe they're not going to do it, you know?
All right, so he's
Oh,
got Clarent, the sword
Yeah.
of peace. You are the
Mhm.
first knight to be knighted by Arthur. All right. And then I dub you Dame Linnell, and I will charge you to act in a way to defend the weak and to make a peace of this land with me. Doves
Be my
fly
honor.
out, the sun bursts out, Ambrose reads up majestically.
yes.
Everybody cheers, and it is a grand day. All the bells start ringing, and that has been
Yay!
Dragon. Thank you very much for playing with me. One and
Yay!
all. Folks at home, you can get the starter set right now and make your own Arthurian stories. And if you just want a little taste, you can download the free quick start. There you go. There's the kid saying, "Really, for me?" Well, it's probably not cropped correctly, but anyway, it's like there. Believe me, on chaosium.com, you can download that. So thank you very much, one and all. So my name is Mark Morrison, and I write for Chaosium and do stuff. Who have I been playing with? Please introduce yourselves and say farewell.
Hi, I'm
and-
Surena
oh,
Marie.
wait.
Oh, I jumped
Do
because
it.
no one was
I'll do it.
talking. Hi, I'm Surena Marie. I have been Dame Tomora, your spooky horse girl. And you can find me on Twitter at Surena X Marie. And on Instagram, if you like adorable illustrations, at Surena Isaby. I'll also be at Gen Con. And you can find me on the Dungeon Run, where I play with the amazing Josephine, who I will now pass it to.
There we go. I am Josephine McAdam. You can find me at JCVIM on all socials. You can see me playing all sorts of games. It's the best place to keep up with it. But I play some other. There's a RuneQuest mini-series coming up from Glass Cannon that I got to do. And I will also be at Gen Con playing some Call of Cthulhu on stage. So I hope to see you all there. And of course, the Dungeon Run and so many other games. But socials is the best place to keep up.
Nice. All right, let's go to
KP?
KP.
Oh, yeah, this is you go.
What? Ah, damn it. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is KP, and I played Sir Asterius, the cool boy from the warm south. And you can find me as KP11 Studios on all of the social medias. I'm a photographer, voice actor, cultural consultant. I've had immense privilege of playing games before with all these fantastic folks. Kind of taking a little bit of a hiatus, but I'll hopefully be back again soon, later this year. But you can find me next time in person at Big Bad Con, which is taking place end of September, early October. In the Bay Area. So if you're out there, come say hi. I'm also going to be doing photography there. So if you're looking for headshots or photo shoots of any sorts, do check that out or keep an eye on me.
And this is the time to talk about your fantastic profile picture of you in full armor, which is the greatest. All right, and our new player for part 2.
Oh, KP, were you done?
No, I was just going to say, and then finally, there was one last thing. Oh, I think the biggest thing I can mention recently is you can catch my voice as a narrator on a recent audiobook that came out called A History of Burning, which is a fantastic book about multiple generations of Indians across the world as they deal with multiple things. So it's a wonderful story. Do check it out, and hopefully, if you want, check it out with my voice.
What was the title again, so we can look it up? A History of...
It's called A History of Burning by Janica Oza. And it's on all of your audio book sites, so audible.com, so on and so forth. So yeah. Thank you.
Good job. I'm Kate. I go by CatieOsaurus on all the corners of the internet. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. I don't know why you want to, but you can. And if you want to see me do stuff, you can check me out. I'm going to be doing a monthly series with Hero Forge. I've got a few games coming up with some very cool people. I talk about all that good stuff over on my Twitter, so you should check it out. I'm also going to be in person at Big Bad Con, so you can come say hello. Well, I high five KP, and I will also be at Gen Con, so you can also high five me there. And one time I was on the dungeon run, and it's my favorite thing I've ever done. So that was the thing. You can go back and watch the VOD. I don't know. And if you want to know more about me or my podcast, which is called Katie and Eric's Infinite Quest, you can go to CatieOsaurus.com.
Outstanding. And also we want to big up to Todd Stashwick, the fantastic Sir Evrain in part 1. And you can see him flying starships in Picard. And check him out also on Twitter and beyond. Thank you, everybody. And from a snowy Londinium centuries ago, good night. Goodbye.